Welcome to the Central Kentucky Market Minute, your weekly dose of local real estate insights. I'm Calen Studler, broker and owner of TransactionBroker.com Real Estate and president of Studler and Associates Incorporated Real Estate Appraisals. Each week we break down what's happening in the Central Kentucky housing market, fast, local, and to the point. Let's dive in. In our Anderson County Market Snapshot, as of July 27, 2025, the summer market in Anderson County continues to warm up. Over the past 30 days, 29 homes have sold, an increase from 24 the week before, a sign that buyer activity is picking up as we head into August. There are 70 active residential listings on the market right now, with an absorption rate of 41.43% and just 2.41 months of inventory. Conditions are still favoring sellers. Homes aren't sitting long. The average days on market is 29 and the median is only 14. That tells us that competitively priced homes are drawing strong attention and offers quickly. According to the Bluegrass Association of Realtors, as of the end of June, the average sale price in Anderson County is up 5.59% year over year to $315,047, while the median price has climbed 5.81% to $275,000. That steady appreciation points to a healthy, balanced market. Good news for both buyers and sellers. According to Freddie Mac, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is holding at 6.74%, while the 15-year fixed rate sits at 5.87%, both staying relatively steady over the past 3 weeks. Locally, rates are averaging around 6.46% depending on credit and loan type. While we're seeing slight easing, rates remain well above the lows of 2021. For buyers, that means preparation is key. Getting pre-approved and comparing lenders can make a big difference. The Mortgage Bankers Association latest survey as of July 18th shows purchase applications are up 4%, while refinance activity dipped 3% for a modest overall increase of 0.8%. Now let's shift gears. This week I sat down with Representative James Tipton, Kentucky State Representative for District 53, and a fellow real estate broker to talk about two recent bills passed in Kentucky, House Bill 233 and House Bill 160. House Bill 233 gives buyers entering into certain real estate contracts a 5-day window to cancel after receiving required disclosures, a big change aimed at transparency and consumer protection. And House Bill 160 removes zoning barriers for manufactured homes, helping expand affordable housing options across the state. Let's go to that conversation now. Today we're joined by Representative James Tipton, who is the representative of Anderson County and Spencer County. That's District 53. He's also a real estate broker. So thanks for being here, Representative Tipton.
Glad to be here. Enjoy it. Appreciate the opportunity to visit with you today.
All right. So you're both a legislator and a real estate broker. What's tougher, negotiating a contract or getting a bill passed in Frankfurt?
That's a good question because I think it depends on the individual situation. Every real estate deal is unique. It's different. And
Mm.
I think every piece of legislation is unique and different. And just depends on the situation. They both can be very challenging at times.
I'm guessing it's actually probably getting a bill through.
It could be. Depends on
Now,
the bill. Depends
a,
on the
a,
bill.
a couple of these bills we're going to talk about today, though, I don't think you were the primary sponsor on,
I
but
was not.
they were completely unanimous. At least in the House. I think the Senate there might have been a few, except for the ones that just didn't vote for whatever
Sure.
reason might be. But so these sounded like they were pretty well just slam dunks. Um, do you remember the first home you ever sold?
Well, I've had my real estate license 26 years ago this week. And I'm going to be honest. At the moment, I can't remember the first home. I've sold several pieces of property over the years. I do know that in the first 6 months I had my license, it was a little slim, but I sold a few properties. We survived, and I was able to build the business because it takes time to build your business, as you understand, as a realtor, real estate industry, and get
Mm.
your name out there, and people know that you actually are in the business. I had several years people didn't even know I was a real estate agent. And I still run into people now who don't know that I'm still a real estate agent, but I still have my license.
Yeah. I I work, it took me 5 years. I think I got my real estate license in '04, and I was working part-time at Toyota at the factory. So
Sure.
in 2009, I stepped out full-time. I've been blessed to be in real estate and home appraisals for since 2009 full-time. So
Very good. Very good.
really blessed there. So when you're not at the Capitol or showing property, what's your favorite way to unwind?
I would say probably out on the tractor and bush hog doing something. I can't hear my phone ring. I'm with the tractor, and I'm out there by myself, and I've got nature out there, and it gives me time to think and consider things and reflect. So that's the time I've really kind of cherished those moments.
Yeah, everybody likes a little quiet time. I definitely do. With my job, it's usually in the car driving from house to house in between inspections, but I kind
Sure.
of just enjoy the quiet, no radio. We got a couple of House bills that passed both this year that we're going to talk about. So let's start with House Bill 233. Can you explain what this bill does and why it is important to pass this session?
Sure. I would describe House Bill 233 as a consumer protection bill. Statute already had some protections in, and it referred to roof contractors. What this bill does is it strikes that out and replaces it with real estate goods or services. And what the language allows is that if somebody enters into a contract with a contractor, for instance, we have a lot of storms and natural disasters. We have a lot of people coming in. Sometimes people rush to get into a contract. They would have 5 days from the day they sign that contract to rescind that contract. Sometimes they may find out that their insurance company is not going to cover the claim or part of the claim. So it just gives people, I guess you call it a cooling off period to consider, maybe get some advice and make sure they're making the right decision with that contract.
All right. So does this impact local governments and taxpayers in Anderson County?
Well, I think the way it would mainly impact the local government is if there's a government building involved. They would apply to them as well. But I think it's mainly going to be for the individual citizen who might sign a contract. I know sometimes uh, we hear stories about even recently senior citizens being taken advantage of, talked into signing contracts they truly don't understand.
Hmm.
And I think this is even more prominent, like you say, in the pressure situation of a storm and trying to get a roof replaced or whatever the case may be. So, it's there to protect that individual citizen. So they've got an opportunity not to be caught in a situation that's not conducive or in the best interest of them.
All right. So now on to House Bill 160. Um, I believe this one deals with property valuation and PVA transparency. Is that correct?
No, House Bill
Oh, no,
one,
wait.
yeah, that House Bill 160 is about qualified manufacturing homes.
Manufactured homes. Yeah, that was right. That's correct.
Trust me, if over 1,000 bills, it's hard to keep up with all of them.
I
But
was looking and I looked at the ones that passed the ones that signed by the governor, but when you look at how many are actually filed, yeah, there was
what
four or
this
five
bill, House
hundred.
Bill 160, we have a housing. We not only have a housing shortage, we have a housing crisis in our state. Housing, we have a housing task force. They just met yesterday, actually, and one of the comments that I heard from that meeting was that building permits across the state in 25 are down in the last 2 years. We still are not having as many units started. So what this is trying to address is a situation. I think one of the key things we have is the availability of affordable housing, quality affordable housing. So this starts a term, a qualified manufactured home has to meet certain qualifications. And I know a lot of times we have discussions about local control versus the state mandating. And we want to keep local control, but in this situation, in the unique situation we're in for shortage of housing, this will require local planning and zoning to recognize these qualified manufactured homes to be put in residential areas like any other residential home. Now, one of the provisions in the bill is the home had to be had that is set up on that home could not have been manufactured more than 5 years ago.
So does this affect? more of the, because there's kind of a difference between manufactured homes and modular homes,
Here there is.
manufactured. But this is specifically for the manufactured homes, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this is for those homes that, they come in and they have to meet certain qualifications on
Right.
size, uh, width, and dimensions. Now, the local zoning can still have control over things like roof pitch, setbacks, things like that, but they cannot put any restriction on that qualified manufactured home that does not apply to a traditional, what I'll call a stick built home.
So was there any, I mean, discrimination happening across the state? I mean, sometimes it feels like, generally when someone creates a law, it's kind of reactionary to something that just
Here,
doesn't settle well. Was this
well,
happening?
I think one of the challenges that has been brought to our attention in the legislature is that one of the issues is the overregulation that happens across the state in our local communities. And I know a lot of things are done with good intentions sometimes, but sometimes the overregulation prevents things from happening. And so this it was reactionary, but it's also reactionary to a crisis that we have is we need more housing. I know that I believe the city of Versailles has implemented this maybe even before the law passed. I had a meeting where I had a chance to talk to the mayor of Versailles last year. So this is an issue. Now, one thing I think everybody needs to understand, there is a difference between a regulation and a restriction. Regulation is something that is put out there by government, like a statute, like a law, a local ordinance, or they have a regulation on you have to have this much setback, things like that. Now, a restriction is something that's put on by a private property owner when they sell a piece of property. It's a deed restriction.
Right.
So even though we have in this statute that local planning and zoning community organizations could not uh, discriminate against these qualified manufactured homes, that does not mean that an individual property owner could not put deed restrictions in that prevented them. I want people to understand the difference in those two because I think sometimes people get those confused.
Well, I mean, that kind of the restriction's going to run with the property. It's
And they
kind
stay with the property. You buying the restrictions when you
yeah,
buy the property.
and they're really, really, really hard to remove once they're on
Oh,
there.
they
So,
are. They
yeah,
are.
it gets difficult. So as a broker yourself, do you feel like the real estate industry's voice is being heard more in Frankfurt than it used to be?
Um, I mean, the group, of course, we got the Kentucky Association of Realtors, the individual groups. We have our local board of realtors. I'm actually a member of the Greater Louisville Association of Realtors. You're probably at Bluegrass in Lexington, I would
Mm.
say.
Yeah.
So we hear from those groups and they share their concerns. But I think we're hearing from the builders, the Home Builders Association. And I think some of the major challenges that we have, number one, you have to have the availability of property, but especially since COVID, the inflation, the early cost of building has gone up so much.
Mm.
Not only the materials, but also the labor costs have gone up. It's very difficult to find enough workers in these contractor building positions. Another challenge that the industry is facing is we enjoyed very low interest rates for a lot of years.
Hmm.
And now those interest rates are back up. They're probably more typical, more traditional, but the combination of the increased cost of the homes plus the rise in interest rates make it a very challenging market right now for home builders and people trying to buy homes and get in a home that they can afford.
Yeah, I personally, everywhere I cover, and I cover about 12 counties as far as appraisals. Most of them are still in a shortage, lack of inventory, and if you price something right, it's gonna sell within a week usually. Average days on market and are usually under 30 days right now.
Of course, a lot of
Um,
this traces back to '08 too, the economic downturn of '08. Back then, I worked primarily in Spencer County. On any given day, we'd have 300 homes on the market. And over the last few years, it's gotten down to 20, 25. It's back up to 60 now in Spencer County. So
mhm.
we still have a shortage of available homes. It's not only driving up the price of home buying, it's driving up rental prices as well. So it's really making life tough on individuals to make it right now.
Yeah, rent is just, it used to be something you'd think is cheaper, and it's
It,
probably not anywhere. I mean, I'm not seeing how people are affording 12 and thirteen
it's
hundred
got.
dollars.
I'm like you. You know, I own some rental houses, and I probably could get more for them. But even with what I'm charging, sometimes I feel a little guilty. But I mean, it's the cost of everything's going up. My insurance goes up on these houses. The property
Mhm.
taxes is going up, and that's another impact of the higher property values. It's affecting real estate assessments for property tax, and I
Yeah,
hear that often from people, and I'm sure you do too. That the property tax bills are going up dramatically because of the increase in assessments.
yeah. So, got two more questions here, and we'll let you go. So, what is your read on the housing market right now? And you could probably just add any type of general growth, specifically in Anderson County.
Well, I think in general, I think there's probably just not enough homes available for people who are looking for homes. I know that that's a challenge. That's an economic development challenge. That you want to bring good paying jobs in the community. That people have to have homes to live in. So I think that's an issue. Like I said before, I think that the increase in materials, the increase in labor costs, combined with the higher interest rates, is making it very challenging right now for people who are. We don't have near as many home builders as 15, 20 years ago. A lot of people have gotten out of the business
Hmm.
because of financial failures and struggles back from years ago. So it's a very tight market right now, and it's very difficult to find what I would call an affordable home right now.
As far as what you're talking about as builders, I saw one, which I'm not going to name their name, but they're local in Anderson County. I saw it on Facebook that, after 20 years, they just decided to stop doing it. And, I know there's a few pieces of property over there ready to be developed for single family homes, but the guy that owns it don't want to build them anymore. So he's probably just going to
But I
sell it
mean,
to somebody
the
else.
cost of the cost of development is drastically increased.
Hmm.
You go through the regulations that like a local community has. It differs whether you're in the town or you're available to sewers or not. All the roads have got to be so wide. Just it's making it more and more challenging. So I think we need regulation so things are done well, but we need to find a proper balance between that and overregulation.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there. So, what would you say to younger folks who are looking to buy their first home but feel locked out by rates or limited inventory?
Well, I guess I would kind of advise you like I'm advising my own children. Uh, the more you can pay down on a home, the better off because that's going to lower your payment.
Hmm.
So I would do a budget and keep to that budget and make sure that you are saving money every month to go toward a down payment if your goal is to buy a home. I would also say just because you get qualified for a loan for a certain amount doesn't mean you need to spend everything you're qualified for.
Hmm.
And I've seen that happen a lot too. You need to stay within your budget and within a payment. And you need to remember that you've got four main aspects to that payment. You've got the principal, the interest, and your lenders also has to collect taxes and insurance. And if you're under 20% down on the home, you're also going to have to pay that mortgage insurance payment, which
Hmm.
is another added cost. But there are programs out there. There are zero down type programs. I know our veterans have the opportunity. They get a VA loan for 0% down, so that helps somebody get started. But just make sure you find a trusted advisor. And I'll give a plug for the real estate industry now. I know a lot of people try and go on their own, but I think it's important to have somebody who has the experience, who knows the market, who knows who can put you in contact with the specialist that you need, like lenders, home inspectors, things
Hmm.
like that. And it's just it may be challenging, but just hang in there. And like I say, one thing that don't overbuy. Uh, it's all right to start out a little smaller than 2 years you can sell and maybe move up the market. Hopefully the market will be better then.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. I got two kids that are working on loan, two of my three, for the first home, and one of them was approved. I don't know, some ridiculous amount, and I'm like, you don't need
Here,
no.
here,
And he didn't.
absolutely.
He didn't want to, but
Well, that's
uh,
good.
it's definitely you don't spend all of what you're approved for. So. Well, thank you, Representative Tipton, for being here and joining us today on Central Kentucky Market Minute. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
your work, both in the legislature and in the field, helping clients in your region. So that wraps up this interview. And do you want to give a plug to your brokerage there in Spencer County?
Well,
Tell.
if it's all right, I used to have, we used to have an office in town, but we have downsized now. So it's a family business now. It's myself, my wife, and my oldest son. We work out of our home. I've sold a lot of large farms over the years, so I know farms, I know property real well, but we also have the experience in the housing market and like be happy to list or help any buyer out there that we can assist in. Like I said, I've been at this for 26 years now, so I've seen a lot, and I've got a lot of experience that we can share with people who are interested in the real estate market.
Well, again, thank you for your time, and I greatly appreciate it. It's been a while since I've got to speak to you, so
Sure.
I'm hoping the Anderson County residents will enjoy this interview as part of the podcast, and we'll see you next time. Great insights from Representative Tipton. It's always valuable to hear directly from those shaping the policies that affect our industry and local communities. Now let's get back to this week's quick tip for buyers navigating today's market. The real estate tip of the week is don't skip the final walkthrough. It's more than just a form check. As a buyer, the final walkthrough is your last opportunity before closing to ensure the property is in the condition agreed upon in the contract. If you negotiated repairs following the home inspection, this is your chance to verify that those repairs were completed properly and that no new issues have arisen since your last visit. Don't assume everything is perfect just because the paperwork is moving forward. Check major systems, appliances, water fixtures, and doors and windows. Bring your inspection report and repair agreement along so you can double check what was promised. If anything isn't right, your agent can help pause or renegotiate before closing. Skipping the walkthrough could mean inheriting problems you didn't agree to, so take the time and protect your purchase. Local activities. This week in Lawrenceburg kicks off with a cool creative event for teens on Wednesday afternoon. A laid back arts and crafts session at the library called Creative Chaos. No stress, no rules, just fun and imagination. Looking ahead to Friday, August 8th, the Food Truck Fridays and Summer Concert Series lights up Century Bank Park with live local music, food vendors, and family friendly gatherings. That same evening, Main Street transforms into a car lover's paradise for the Wheels of Time classic car cruise in. Think shiny vintage muscle cars, rat rods, and community camaraderie, all free and open to everyone. Whether you're checking out a craft workshop midweek or soaking up the flavors and sounds at these end of the week events, Lawrenceburg has something for everyone, and it's all happening just in time for your next weekend plans. We have two featured listings this week. First up is 1289 Alton Station Road, listed for $259,900 and is freshly reduced. This spacious 4-bedroom, 2-bath home offers over 2,200 square feet of living space, perfect for those who want room to spread out. Inside, you'll find a split bedroom layout, large living room, separate family room with fireplace, and a dedicated dining area. The updated kitchen features plenty of cabinetry, modern appliances, and a breakfast bar. Outside, this home sits on a generous lot with a rear patio, fully fenced backyard, and not one but two garages, an attached one-car and a detached oversized garage with bonus storage and a workshop. Priced at $259,900, it offers a great blend of space, condition, and value and is ready for immediate occupancy. Next up, we head to Mercer County for a standout opportunity at 365 Moreland Avenue in Harrodsburg. This 4-bedroom, 2-bath home spans over 2,000 square feet and is perfect for a DIY buyer or investor. Built in 1950, the home showcases character throughout with hardwood floors and a fireplace in the living room. formal dining space, main level laundry, and a dedicated home office. The upstairs includes the primary suite and additional bedrooms. While the second floor bathroom needs some finishing, much of the renovation work has already been started. The full walkout basement adds over 1,000 square feet of unfinished potential. Outside, enjoy a back patio, mature lot, and detached carport, all within a short walk of downtown. Listed at just $184,000 and $184,900 and sold as is with inspections welcome, this property offers tremendous value for the price. For more information on either of these listings, contact Travis York with transactionbroker.com at 502-839-9389. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Central Kentucky Market Minute. Next Wednesday, we'll turn our spotlight to the real estate market in Shelby County. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Central Kentucky, head over to transactionbroker.com to connect with a local expert and explore your options. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and listen on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, or Amazon. We've got interviews coming soon with more loan officers, agents, and local market experts, so stay tuned and stay informed. I'm Calen Studler, broker at transactionbroker.com, and I'll see you next week.